Deconverted Man here. Athu Presents and Molecular both tagged me, and so now I have to give a sentence directed at feminists. But what kind of sentence could I give? I don't know, something like, hey, every single video I've seen so far that every feminist that I've seen has made has been full of logical errors, no data, and no tests that I could possibly hope to run, therefore I must be skeptical of it? I guess that could be a sentence, but I'm Deconverted Man, and I have to make long videos, because that's the thing that I do. Play the opening thing that I do of the...
Deconverted Man here?
It's Deconverted Man.
Deconverted Man here. Blah. 6 common ways people dismiss feminism and how to hold your ground when they do. Have you ever called someone out, then had them twist it around and call you out right back? Why no, rhetorical question. I've never had anyone 2Q me before. That's called sarcasm. Ugh, jeez. Seriously, we're gonna start off this badly. I mean, why? Why put it this way? Just, oh, no. Anyone who has tried to bring attention to sexism or racism or homophobia or anything of that nature can probably relate to the frustrations of pointing out a double standard or microaggression and being accused of overreacting or reading too deeply into it. You know, I've never looked up microaggression, and I don't plan to. I'd rather remain ignorant of what this word means, because I don't like it. Screw that word. It probably is replacing words that we already have anyways. Anyways, if you have like microaggression, can you have like micro passiveness? Pacifist? Like, I'm a micro Gandhi today, but tomorrow I might be a micro Malcolm X. Hey, let's Black Power! I'm going to starve myself to death. One of those is Malcolm X, the other one is Gandhi. You figure it out. While I'm all for friendly debate, some debaters aren't trying to engage with your position, they're trying to dismiss it. Not going to lose it. Not gonna lose it. Nope. Gonna keep my cool. It can't make me angry. I am calm. I am calm. I am in control. Oh Lord, oh lobster who has existed for all time. Okay, I feel better now. Where was I? Here are some cheap tricks I've seen people use to dismiss feminism and what you can say to defend yourself if they're willing to listen. This is anti-skepticism. People aren't necessarily trying to engage you, they're just trying to dismiss you. And if they're willing to listen, this is what you can do. Here's my takeaway from this. The idea is, if you debate me, then you might want to just dismiss my ideas, and you're probably not willing to listen. So if you disagree with me more than I want you to, then you just want to dismiss my ideas. You just want to argue. You just want to debate. You don't really want to listen. You just want to be right. So to me, that says that if the argument was won by them, that they would just say, well, you didn't listen. You didn't really want to hear this stuff. And that's special knowledge. They've basically said, use special knowledge, even though they didn't say that, but they basically have said that. Now, if I was writing this article, it would be complete, well, it wouldn't, I wouldn't, but if I was to rewrite it, this would be gone. This idea, because it's trivially true that there are people out there that are trolls. It's a trivially true thing. You're gonna run into trolls. Do we really need to remind ourselves that? Do we really need to say that? It's like, well, watch out for trolls. Well, yeah, but we all know that, right? Like, unless we're talking to somebody that's never been on the internet ever, like, is that who this is aimed at? I don't think it is, but I'm stretching here to try to salvage this. But really, there is no salvage for it because it's logically incoherent to suggest to somebody that they're going to know when someone is dismissing their ideas or just doesn't want to listen. And it doesn't leave room open for the idea that you could be wrong. Gaslighting. Oh good, another made-up word. What it sounds like. Some straw man incoming. You're overreacting. Offense is taken, not given. Nobody can make you feel anything without your permission. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can't hurt you. People use gaslighting. Really? Making others doubt their own perceptions and blame themselves for their emotional reactions to dismiss not just feminists, but also anyone who calls them out. But who cares about people that aren't feminists, right? I mean, screw them. Sorry. This tactic may be couched in supposedly wise platitudes about thick skin, but don't be fooled. Use your special knowledge. It's really an excuse people use to say anything they want to without taking responsibility for the consequences. By encouraging you to develop thicker skin, they're skirting the real issue, that it takes thick skin to deal with their comments. How easily you take offense and whether or not they're giving it are two separate questions. So this is talking about this made-up word gaslighting, which is defined loosely as the idea where I or somebody said something that upset you, and you're responding to that in some way, shape, or form that would possibly make me counter with just get some thicker skin. It's not that big of a deal. And I just get the feeling, and it's a feeling, so it can be wrong, that this is an excuse to be upset at anything. See, it's flipped out. It's flipped backwards. That instead of thinking about, well, gee, maybe I really do need thicker skin. Gee, maybe I really do take offense at stuff that I shouldn't take offense at. Instead of thinking that way, because it can't possibly be you that's wrong, it's them that's wrong because they hurt your feelings. Oh. The person who offends you is responsible. If someone throws a punch at you, you get a bruise. It's not the same. It's not, okay. If they hurl careless or hurtful words at you, you have the right to get upset, and you have the right to be heard. You hurt my feelings. Wah! Why'd you hurt my feelings? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been. That's not a real apology. I'm sorry. I was wrong to say that you're an annoying little twat. You're just an annoying twat. You're not little. Ah! Oh, jeez. That's the image that this produces to me, okay? Don't get me wrong here. I'm not making fun of you if you do that. If you're somebody that just cries at anything and everything. Alright? There are sensitive people out there. But I'm not going to start walking on eggshells worried about what the bleep this person's things are. That's ridiculous! What kind of world would this be? So, anything and everything that anyone says at any point could potentially hurt me. So now no one can say anything at all, ever. The end. Good game. No more discussion. We can't write things. We can't communicate. We can't do stuff. because it might offend somebody. Grow up. Get some thicker skin. And don't be telling people to make it all about them. Now, we do have, in the court of law, the ability to sue someone for assault, which is using words at you. Battery is when they hit you, which is kind of weird because assault sounds like physical violence, but it's not. But anyways, so we already have a legal precedent in place. If you can prove that somebody said something and it really was devastating to you emotionally, you can sue them and you can win. We don't need a idea that's like this where we make them guilty until proven innocent, and even then they're still guilty because it was totally their fault. They knew that that was going to upset you, and shame on them. Now again, there's times when people are going to say things deliberately intended to upset you or irritate you. That's different. That's something else. And you're not making it clear that what you're talking about. So, to me, this is another anti-intellectual barrier to put up against anyone that says anything at any time. If something upsets you, you get to speak out about it. You have the right to be upset about it. You get to complain about it. No one ever said you didn't, by the way. No one ever said that you couldn't yell and complain and cry about whatever. Okay? We all like to complain. I love to complain about stuff. I know it's not going to change anything, but I like to complain. We like doing that. Misery loves company. But I'm not going to be like, oh, it's just, if they only had just said that they were sorry and they just realized that it's their fault that I'm upset. I mean, that's just stupid. It's dumb. It's not going to work. You're not going to force somebody to do that. And you can go to the court of law and sue somebody and try to get the flea bargain to say, okay, I just want them to say I'm sorry to me and I'll drop all the charges. And then their lawyer tells their lawyer, and they're like, just say you're sorry, they'll drop all the charges. And the other person will be like, screw that, I'm not sorry, I'm glad I said that, I want to say it again. You know? But do we, you know, when it's not objectified in a court of law and it's all subjective, dependent upon the person that's being judge, juror, and executioner, well, what do we call that? Oh, social justice! A recent Strawman Construct episode presented an excellent example of gaslighting feminists. When Hannah points out that a man in her writing cast has only named male authors as exemplary, he responds by calling her hysterical, which makes no sense. Like, in this Strawman Construct, why would she care what he's... Why? Does he have to name women? Like, maybe he only likes men authors. What's the problem? If he did that and it was all women authors, would she be like, where's the men authors? Or, like, what? This is stupid Strawman. That noticing sexism where others might not doesn't make you hysterical. It makes you perceptive. It makes you something, alright. How to respond? I've fantasized about giving gaslighters sassy responses like, I suppose I don't show your ability to control your reaction. Wait a minute, what? This is the fantasy. This isn't really how to respond. But it's under how to respond. Oh well. I fantasize about giving gaslighters sassy responses. I suppose I don't show your ability to control reactions to everything. Have you tried walking through fire? Which is ludicrous to say. Alas, a better received response would probably be to point out that the gaslighter is also human, can't control the reactions to everything, and surely take an offense at something at some point. Ask how they would feel if they were gaslighted in that situation. What? So, okay, I'm going to follow the advice of this article. Respond to the straw man construct episode that they're referring to. So, here comes the gal. Why do you only have men there? You're hysterical. How would you like it if you were gaslighted in this situation? What the bleep are you talking about? I'm offended because you don't have any women written in that thing that you're writing. That's upsetting to me. Well, it's upsetting to me that you got upsetted. So, you're in the wrong. Because you came up to me, looked at my work that I was doing, that I wasn't bothering you with, and brought up an issue that wasn't an issue until you made it an issue, and that bothers me. So you gaslighted me, whatever the bleep gaslighting is, because I don't know what it is. Well, gaslighting says blah, 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 blah. Shut up, you hysterical... Okay. Anyway, so, no, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Because both people can use the same stupid idea against each other infinitely. So, that's not intellectual. That's not a way... And I don't understand how to respond. I fantasize about blah, blah, blah. Why? Don't put that there. How to respond goes later. It's formatting. Goodness gracious. Invoking men's rights. No, I have to skip this. I have to. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't read this part. So, okay. Okay. Alright. What it sounds like, our society puts unreal... I thought that one of the things about feminism was to expose patriarchy, which is this idea that the unrealistic standards of men is being put on men by society because of patriarchy. So, why would that be bad now? And then we have personal experience. I can say this because I live it every day. I don't care! There's stats to prove this. I clicked on that. There was no stats on that link. It was like a thing explaining that there was stats, but there wasn't unless it's hiding under a different link that I didn't see. So, no. And there are lived experience to prove this, which means absolutely nothing. Personal experience is irrelevant. You need a wide sample data, yada yada yada. Learn how to do freaking data sourcing. Personal experience means diddly squat. Period. One constellation of the... and so now we're going to complain about... Okay, so it's really hard to be a woman in our society, right? Okay. And then, yes, men have problems, but, you know, don't invoke your men's rights in response to me complaining about the thing, whatever it is, because I don't like that, even though I totally sympathize with you, which seems like two-faced talk to me, because it's either one or the other. Either you don't want to hear about men's rights at all, or you, well, I guess you do want to hear about them, but not right now because you're complaining it's your turn. But then if I bring up men's rights, are you going to dismiss it? Or are you going to listen to what I have to say? Oh, or are you going to gaslight me? See, I can do it too! This article has made me upset, and it's the person that wrote it fault for making me feel that way. How would they feel? Okay, enough of that. This isn't empowering people to give good argumentation in an intellectual situation. This is telling people how to raise mental barriers. Somebody wants to debate you, they probably just want to dismiss your ideas, or maybe they're not even really willing to listen. What's that? You want to bring up men's rights? I'm talking about women's rights. Yeah, I care about your rights, but I'm talking about women's rights. That's what the topic is. We can't shift the topic. We can't change. No, this is my turn. Because we have it so bad as women. So I've just seen that all the time. My life is just so horrible. Woe is me. Oh, and that thing that you just said, that hurt my feelings, and it's your fault for hurting my feelings, even though you couldn't possibly know that it was going to hurt my feelings. Shame on you for saying that thing that hurt my feelings. This is nothing but intellectual barrier after barrier after barrier. Teach people critical analysis, critical thinking, basic informal logic. Tell somebody, okay, look, somebody wants to debate you? Great. Here's some simple methodology. Ready? From Deconverted Man. It's really easy. When you make a claim, be ready to provide the proof of your claim. That's it. And then when somebody asks you to prove it, you've got it, you present it, there you go. And then also be ready to explain that defense. Have a logical argument. Bleep, if you have a logical argument, I might not even ask you for the data. Because now you've gotten me interested enough to investigate further. Your argument's compelling enough for me to look into it on my own. Rather than say, oh, go Google it, go figure it out yourself. Why should I? You haven't given me any reason to. You haven't given me cause to. You haven't made me think that it's worth looking into yet. That's what the article should be doing, is teaching people how to argue, not telling people how to not argue, which is all it's done so far. We are obligated by the rules of logic to be skeptical of everything that it's said so far. But more than that, I want to say shame on you, writer. Shame, shame, shame. This doesn't empower anybody. And it's really, really crap. Unless until we have non-crap, something, I don't know how to end this video.